Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you how I did the Wild Court in the Underworld using the Delve team at the highest level possible, level 500. This is the second in the series. Last week I showed how I did the Deep Hive, starting these from the easiest to the hardest. This is the second easiest. It's sort of easy, but it's just a bit slow. It's one of those ones which is easy to do, but it's not mega fast. The Queen Beatrix one last week was just keep casting Queen Bee, and you're going to win pretty quickly in the end. This is not as fast as that, depending on your luck, but it is reasonably straightforward. Let's take a look at the team and go for 2 times Wild Knight, Puka, Paka, and the Wendigo. The main strategy for this is to keep casting your Wild Knight, who explodes a gem, gains magic-based life and attack, boosted by green gems destroyed, and gains a barrier. So you get a barrier every single time, you get a boost in attack and life every time, protecting yourself. You take skull hits, you work your way through the enemy one at a time, and you inflict Hunter's Mark when you take skull damage. So even if you take a whack, it can actually work in your favour, as well as damage reduction from skulls by 33%. Makes it pretty tanky, 2 of them. Puka we use for a little bit of control over what's going on in the game. Some of the enemies, if they get charged up and cast, are going to be fairly dangerous. So we can use her to drain mana from a dangerous enemy, then create red gems equal to the mana drained. Then that hopefully will go onto the Wendigo, which then can do damage to all enemies, boosted by Hunter's Marked enemies. And if an enemy dies, bless all enemies. And it does Hunter's Mark a random enemy when matching red gems at the same time, so that actually works with it. So mostly skull damage, a little bit of board control and enemy control, and a little chip in with some extra damage there. There is a second way you can go about this. Let's just bring up the kingdoms and go to Wild Court. Red Cap is actually pretty decent as well, depends upon your play style. Does true damage to an enemy, but if the enemy has Hunter's Mark, Fairy Fire all enemies. Now you can swap Puka, Paka for one of these. That's going to work pretty well, because the Wendigo Hunter's Marks a random enemy when matching red gems. So as soon as you do that and you cast your red cap on them, you're going to Fairy Fire all the enemies. So when the Wendigo casts, you get an extra 50% spell damage. That is an alternative way to go, but I'm going to try it with this way. The banner I'm using for this is the Rat Banner, +2 brown, +1 green, -1 blue. I've got 2 times Nice Shot on and 1 times Orpheus to spray a little bit of extra chance of cleansing off anything nasty that gets put upon us. Right, so we'll take Skull Wax when they are there. Mainly because we don't want to receive a Skull Whack back ourselves. When you've got the choice of brown or green, I'll usually take brown, leaves more green there, which is going to be beneficial when you cast your Wild Knight, because the more green you explode, more damage you do, or more boost you get. This is up, but we'll save that for when the enemy gets a little bit more charged. I mean, these are ready to cast. They're on 9, that one, so I may actually do that now. No, I won't. I'll wait till next round. I'll wait till next round. I'll be patient. Right, see, they're ready now, so we're going to create more red. But main thing was it dropped their mana down, but they got an awful lot of mana back really quickly. That's the way it goes sometimes. Got to take the rough with the smooth. But mostly we're going to try and keep on boosting our attack up to make our skull hits absolutely uber deadly. That's not much greatness on the old green explosion there. They did get a barrier back, which is a bit annoying. This is where you can... Ordinarily you'd cast your damage to all first just to take away that barrier, but either way we're going to lose our barrier anyway, or lose a skull hit because they're bound to take it, so we may as well bash it on them first. They're now Hunter's Marked, which is nice. Alright, let's start getting our Puka Pucker up. If I bring this yellow down, it's going to technically set them up for a skull hit, but more often than not, when an enemy is charged and ready to cast, they tend to cast the spell first, which will hopefully set me up for the skull hit next time. If they do take the skull hit first, then I've got a barrier. There you go, they did that exactly as I thought they would. Large amount of damage. Let's soften them up with some of that. And let's get our round for our top troop. They are ready. Whenever you got the chance to get a barrier, absolutely take it. Be careful not to inadvertently set up the AI for a skull hit by taking a green or something like that. I'm going to take it there, get a booty gem at the same time. But main thing is to get the barrier. So you still have to pay attention to this one. It's one of those ones. It's not that difficult, but you still have to give it a certain amount of respect and attention. Make sure you don't set the enemy up for silly things. Look, I could have got my Puka up a little bit earlier there. Stop this dude from casting. Right, I'm going to get a barrier on my second Wild Knight, just as a little bit of extra insurance. Funny these, because I haven't done this for absolutely ages. It's kind of strange coming back to this one. Probably by the third or fourth fight I'll be a little bit more in the swing of things with it, how it all works and stuff. If anybody's familiar with these kind of delves and these underworld factions, sometimes you've probably played them many times to actually... Let's do it on that one. The second one is mana blocked. Look at that, they just... I might as well not have bothered, because it just sets them up. It's kind of why I nearly went with the other option, the red cap. I know I could have cast it when it had a bit more mana to create more red gems, but... Yeah, you do that and I'll do that. It's a fair swap. Get out of it. That's more like it. So if you get lucky with the skull drops, everything can happen just that much quicker. Right, so let's get there. But if you're watching this video thinking, my word, this is supposed to be the second easiest and it's already a bit of a grind. It's easiest in a way that it's easy to survive on it, sort of thing. The actual completion difficulty is not mega easy. It's just slow and boring, if you know what I mean. This is one of the long ones. Depends on your luck. You could have got a load of skull hits by now and just been flying. Give me some skulls. Give me some yellow. Give me some red for the hunter's mark, maybe. Anything. Sometimes these delves really seem to work against you, making life difficult. We've got red and green there. Can't be bad, I suppose. Alright, let's stop them from casting again. Give them a skull hit instead, but we're ready to get a barrier back again, so we'll do that. Come on, stop messing around. Thank you. Right, on to the next. So these delves, getting these done, it is by far not going to be like a quick process. Hopefully things will go a little bit quicker than that, because that was a little bit long-winded for the first battle. Alright, let's take that. Oh, I missed a great big load of purple there. I'm distracted by the cat. It's the cat's dinner time and it's looking at me as if to say, it's like if a cat could tap at his watch, that is what it would be doing. It's like sitting there looking at the clock, almost, as if to say, human, have you actually seen the time? And it's like, well, you'll survive. So I've got to do this. My Puka is up, which is cool. Don't really care for purple too much. At all. It's the only option. This is the way delves go sometimes. That's not too bad. Could do worse. I haven't got a barrier yet, so I'm just going to take it that way. Let's give him a bash around the chops. Wouldn't mind collecting or casting my Wild Knight first to get the attack boost, but wasn't there. Right, what did I do? Nothing too dangerous. Oh, explodes a lot of gems. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want them doing that. Let's give him another wallop. He's surviving Meldo. He's got that bark skin. Right, so what have we here? Let's get my hooker up again for a little bit of board control. Not board control. What's it control? Enemy control of casting, which they just got to cast and didn't control in one bit. Ooh, this is where you want to cast your Puka. You don't want that chance to transform someone into a mushroom man. We don't have a barrier, but we certainly don't want them doing that. So we will drain that mana away. Thank you very much. Let's get rid of beardy tree man. Yeah, so get a further boost on our troop at the top. Come on, skulls. Oh, give them 2 skulls instead to them. Need to get some luck regarding skull drops. Right, need to get our barrier back again on our top troop. So we kind of have to take brown. Take it from there though. At the minute. A bit of green there, it's quite nice. We'll have that. No skull bashes, but we do have a 4-match purple. See if we get any luck on the drops after that. No. Let's get our barrier. Just as well, because they just fired onto us then. You have to be careful of that. If the enemy is diseased, 50% chance to transform them into a mushroom man. You do not want to be a mushroom man. Mushrooms are bad enough at the best of times without actually being turned into a actually human version of it. It's truth. Alright. Oh, come on, game. Work with me just for a second. Here, oh, thank you. Thank you. Actually, something's gone in my favour ever so briefly. But this is the way these delves go. They are a battle of attrition sometimes. Even these so-called easy ones. Now I want to get my top troop up again. Really important to make sure you maintain your health and your barrier. Yeah, I don't care about that. Right. Come on. Let's see some skull alignment somewhere. I mean, maybe I could be doing this a little bit better. I don't know, because I'm rushing ever so slightly. I don't want to make it a super long video. But basically, you should take your time with these quite a lot more than what I am now. Make sure you're getting the right matches. I may have missed a 4-match here and there. I may have not looked at the enemy properly and they were ready to cast or something, and then I could have charged my Puka up again or something like that to drain them. Right, so we are ready straight away on our top troop. Oh, excuse me. So let's get our first bit of barrier. And our first little boost. There's the first whack. There's another one. Nearly ready to go again. Got a barrier on the top troop, but I still want to keep on getting the boost. The quicker you get them boosts, the quicker everything can just happen. There's a nice little skull drop there as well. Thanking you kindly. Now Puka is ready to cast. Want to watch out for Vanoxia on this. Want to make sure she doesn't get too excited and blast you with her noxious gas. Not noxious breath, it comes out of her mouth, noxious gas. So you can imagine where that comes from, and you do not want to be injured by that. Oh god, no. Alright, so it's only offered me blue, so that's a bit rubbish. So let's cast this and get an extra barrier. We'll get another barrier for our second troop. No brown going on. And we could cast on Vanoxia. Waste a turn here. Doesn't matter. It's going to happen sometimes on these delves. Delves do seem to like to control the board a little bit, it seems. Let's just chuck in a little bit of damage to all there. Soften them up, maybe. Yeah, we're still forced to take blue. Yay! We can take a colour we use, but we can get a Skull Bash instead. What's she going to do? Anything exciting? Damage to an enemy, poison and charm them. Not the nicest thing in the world. Vanoxia is more dangerous, but time is on our side, so I'll cast that on her, stop her from doing that. Yeah, it was nice. Like, even if you fail on this one, if you're watching this video and you try it and you fail at first, don't get despondent. It's just the way delves go. Sometimes they really work in your favour. A lot of them are based on luck, and how well things happen for you sometimes is very much luck based. If I'd got more skulls, more quick alignments for this, then things could have happened way faster. If those Hunter's Mark went on the correct troop at the right time, everything like that. Everything can happen really quick sometimes, depending upon literally luck on these things. And I've done this for a long time, so I'm probably doing this a little bit slower now than what I should have done. And if you've tried it a few times and then get in there with it, then you'll be doing it a bit quicker anyway, because you'll be more familiar with it again, more familiar with the strategy, what you should do and what you shouldn't do quickly. Vanoxia got to cast, but we had a couple of barriers, so we're not too bothered, providing she doesn't get to do it again. But I don't think she will. Alright, let's get our Puka up. Do not want Vanoxia getting excited again. We've got a skull match anywhere, we'll absolutely take it. But we'll grab that, because that guarantees that we are ready to stop Vanoxia doing that stuff. Sorry, not happening. And nearly gone. Oh, and the Wendigo gets to take the glory. How about that? The Wild Knight done all the heavy lifting, and Wendigo came along and said, well, actually, I'll steal the glory. Right, the last one. Let's take a look. They do them Hunter's Mark things the same as me. They do the half gem masteries thing there. They do have this red cap. So you've got the possibility of that Hunter's Mark and the Fairy Fire. So for that reason on this one, just going to play it safe. I'm just going to change everything to Orpheus. So if they do get that Fairy Fire, I get to clean it off really, really quickly, hopefully. And I do obviously do a little bit less damage now, but basically the damage I gain from that is nothing like as bad as the damage they gain if I don't shake it off quickly and get hit by stuff their red cap does. Sometimes on these last levels you may lose a troop here and there, but it's all about just finishing it off now and making sure you get through the stage. Alright, let's get some green. Top troop is ready. Wouldn't mind some yellow for my Puka. If I can get that. No mega rush to cast my top troop just yet. Right, let's do it now. Let's get that barrier, get that boost. Take any skull hits that come along. Kaboosh! Puka is ready, which is good. Particularly want to cast on things like this. True damage. If that picks the same enemy twice, if it picks me twice sort of thing, then you can be in a world of trouble. And that is a world you don't really want to be in on this game. Right, so don't need to get red in particular, but I do like a barrier and a boost. Go grab that. It's not going to ruin that skull hit. He says it kind of ruining it, but then actually working in my favour really, really well. Shame they weren't Hunter's Marked, because that would have made a really big difference to that. Right, got a decision to make in a minute, because two of their dangerous troops are ready to cast, nearly. Damage to all, but this is worse. So I am going to... Right, if they get purple, they can get a charge, but there's no purple extra turn. So I am going to... I kind of want to get red, see if I get lucky with that Hunter's Mark on the top troop. Hunter's Mark, a random enemy when matching red gems. Don't actually need red because everybody's charged. Could do damage to all. But if they get Hunter's Mark, yes! But the downside was their red cap got to charge up. But we do have our cast ready, so we can absolutely get our barrier back. So let's do that. Massive wallop, that was nice. That's guaranteed death for them. See you later. Oh, that was a nice little charge for them. Puka versus Puka. Let's Puka them. Let's Puka on them. It's not very nice. That was a sick battle. Ha! Do you see what I did there? Right, enough of that hilarity. Let's make sure we get this job done. Right, can soften them up. They're ready to cast. We are buried on two of our troops though, so still in very, very good shape. It's looking good, if not mega fast. It's one of those delves, one of these slower ones, but relatively easy, as I may have already said. That's going to be a skull whack afterwards. 492 damage. Let's get our barrier back. Always make sure you keep getting your barrier back. Really important. You get your barrier back, you get a nice boost in attack and life at the same time. Super duper important. Let's get the barrier for the second one. That's ready to cast again. Let's just do that because got nothing better to do. Got no yellow to get for our Puka. Got no green to get for our Puka. That was at the higher end of the damage scale, so that was pretty good. They're now sorted out. They take another massive whack. Come on! The end is nigh. Green is nice, I suppose. Let's get that. Still got our barriers. Let's stop them from casting. That worked out rather nice. Not going to say no to that. Hunter's Marked, they're going to be dead. They're Hunter's Marked as well. They are very nearly dead. Oh, they are dead. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's how it can go. Like, get some skull hits in your favour. It certainly works out a little bit better. But, yeah, Most effective team, just make sure you keep the top troop barriered. Make sure you keep Puka charged if you can, just to control what the enemy casts, and you should be okay with this. Not too bad a one at all, just it's just a bit long-winded. But there it is, there's a video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful or helpful, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button, it really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.